Hello. Okay, so I had someone request breakfast information. So we are going to talk about breakfast. I have lots of opinions about breakfast and lots of ideas. And so let's start with that. So, breakfast isn't just about eating early, it's about fueling your day. So you get to decide what that looks like. It can be in the morning, it can be in the late morning, and some people don't eat breakfast at all. It's totally what works for your body. I think that's important to say because people think you have to have breakfast from this time to this time, or you have to have breakfast food in the morning, or they have lots of opinions about what that exactly is supposed to look like. So, eating a balanced breakfast, it helps stabilize blood sugar. It prevents that mid-morning energy crash. But if you're not a person who wakes up early, maybe you start with lunch. Maybe you don't need that. I've been told so many times, you have to do it this way. Not really. There's nothing that says that. I think when you start paying attention to what your body's telling you, it's going to be way more important than what I'm telling you you should or should not do, or what somebody else and what works for them. So let let me start with that. So it helps kickstart your metabolism. So I've had some women that I work with, and they say, I never get hungry. And they're so used to not eating that we started with breakfast so that it would turn on their metabolism and it would start getting them hungry so that it was easier to sustain energy throughout the entire day. They had shut it all down so they didn't hear any of their body's responses about I'm hungry or I'm not. So they did start with breakfast. It's a tool. You use it how you want. Um, it reduces cravings. Breakfast reduces cravings, prevents overeating later so that you're not by 10 a.m. like I'm starving. But if you don't notice that, you're going to play with, I say that, play with, tweak so that you know what it is. So, what's your usual breakfast routine? I would love to hear about it. Do you find yourself hungry or sluggish by lunchtime? Are you famished? Are you like, I absolutely need something and I need it right now, and you just keep ignoring yourself? That's more important than what I'm going to tell you what you can eat for breakfast for options. I love giving you these tips, but if your body's telling you, I am starving, that's so important for you to listen. That's more important than what you're actually eating sometimes. Listen to your body. We want to eat when we have a whisper of hunger. And so if we're not hungry, let's be realistic here. Should we have been hungry? Is it a metabolism thing? Should we jumpstart our metabolism, start eating something? What is it that's going on? And if so, what can we give ourselves to really get good energy in? So, that being said, what is an ideal breakfast? So, the ideal formula is to have a satisfying breakfast is protein, healthy fats, and fiber. That's pretty much the entirety of a routine for every meal. And so the protein keeps you full, it supports muscle and stabilizes blood sugar. Things like eggs and Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, some protein powder, or lean meats. Healthy fats. Is that not funny? I did not know what healthy fats were for the longest time, and people kept saying, you need fats. And as a weight loss person, I thought, how am I going to have fats and lose weight? Healthy fats. That's the difference in this. Healthy fats support brain function. It keeps your hunger in check. So you would look at things like avocados and nuts, seeds, nut butters, and olive oil. Those are your healthy fats. Fiber. Okay. Fiber, it helps slow your digestion. It balances out your blood sugar and it supports the gut health. Things like oats and whole grains, veggies, berries, chia, and flax seeds. So those are some important things. So common pitfalls to avoid: sugary cereals and granola. They just cause sugar crashes. So maybe you need something fast. That would be perfect then. But outside of that, if you're looking for that sustainable energy, that would probably not include sugary cereals and granola bars very often. Or a lot of people I talk to have just coffee, just coffee. And so they're not putting like the heavy cream in there. They're just doing coffee. And that leads to cravings and energy slumps. The caffeine gives you a nice high, it picks you up, but then you're not sustaining it with any kind of protein or healthy fat. So it leads to that energy slump later. Skipping breakfast. Again, hear me when I say this, because not everybody has to have every meal all the time, but is it causing you to overeat later in the day? Those are some common pitfalls to pay attention to. So I want you to assess your current breakfast. What's missing? Do you need some protein or healthy fat or fiber? Where could you make some tweaks? It doesn't have to be a complete overhaul, a little bit of a tweak. Are we eating when we're hungry? Are we never feeling hungry? What is it that you're feeling? So you can do some simple balance swaps, some makeover for your breakfast. Instead of a bagel with cream cheese, you could try a whole grain English muffin with eggs and avocado. That's going to get you the fat, the fiber, and the protein. Instead of sugary cereal, you could try Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds and berries. Again, the nuts are going to give you some protein and healthy fat, the seeds, the same thing, and then the berries would be some fiber. Instead of a muffin or a pastry, you could try a protein smoothie with nut butter and spinach. It sounds weird, but when you blend it all up, it tastes delicious. So I want to hear what those usual breakfasts are. And if you have any other brainstorming ideas for some easy upgrades, send those to me. All right. One of my favorite things is to have this idea of mixing and matching. I have things that I typically eat and then I make them slightly different from time to time. Like I will pick a breakfast bowl and I'll either have like an oatmeal breakfast bowl or I have an egg breakfast bowl. Sometimes I have a yogurt breakfast bowl. And so those are typically my go-tos. So there's this formula. You pick a base, maybe oats, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, whole grain, toast, or eggs. That's your base. And then we start adding to it. And so do we want eggs for our protein? We're going to pick a protein. Do we want eggs, turkey sausage, regular sausage, protein powder? I'm not eating tofu, but you can. Smoked salmon, all kinds of ideas. Chicken. I love chicken. And there's apple smoked chicken links. Those are my favorite. We're going to add a healthy fat, nuts, nut butters, seeds, avocados, things like that. Maybe we're doing some other types of seeds or nuts, extras, fruit, veggies, cinnamon, chia seeds. Maybe you're a spicy girl and you like some salsa or some hot sauce on there. You get to mix and match and pick it how you want. So I traditionally have either oatmeal, yogurt, eggs. Rarely do I have like a English muffin or something, but that would be another way if I needed a take and go kind of meal. And then I just add things on top of it. I made it really easy for me to add chia seeds or flax seeds to things because it bumps up the protein and the fiber, that healthy fat, all of it. It's just a perfect wonder food. And it gives that extra little bit without it having to feel like anything. It's almost like adding vitamins to your food. And so it just makes it so much easier. When I know I have like the basics, it's like staples in your pantry. I think it just makes it easier to make some quick decisions. Do I feel like something hot? Do I feel like something savory? Do I feel like something cold or sweet or take it on the go? And that helps me make those decisions. So you can mix and match these ingredients to build your ideal breakfast bowl. It makes it so simple. All right, I have a fun little 7 days of balanced breakfasts if you want more ideas, and I will leave that. If you're listening to this live, I'll put it as the first comment. If you're listening to this later on the podcast, it will be in the show notes. So Monday through Sunday, and it has 7 different ideas for a balanced type breakfast. So tell me, what did you learn about breakfast from listening? Is there an idea for a meal that you're most excited to try? What are you wanting? Or do you have some great ideas that you could share with me so I can pass those along? I want to hear all about it. So, final challenge, stick with a balanced breakfast for the next week where you're trying to include healthy fats, protein, and fiber, all of it together, and see how that goes for you. All right, I want to talk to you next time. And if you want that, make sure you check the show notes or the first comment, and I will see you later. Bye. That wraps up another empowering episode of the Concierge Weight Loss Podcast. I hope you found inspiration and actionable insights that will propel you towards your weight loss goals. If you're ready to dive deeper and accelerate your progress, don't miss out on our free 5-day quick start weight loss course. Head over to coachingkara.com/free course to gain access to a wealth of valuable resources, guidance, and support. The time for change is now, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Remember, your transformation starts with a single step. Take that step today and unlock the life you deserve.
Stay tuned for our next episode, and remember to keep striving for greatness.